Shalom to all the faithful in Messiah Yeshua. I'm Daniel Gregg. I will repeat the essential point of my previous report. Yehuda, also known as Jude, alluded to the book of Pseudo-Enoch because the Gnostic heretics he was warning the faithful about accepted the book as authoritative. Yehuda borrowed choice lines about the Most High's coming judgment and asserted that the real Enoch would have prophesied those lines against them. He wasn't quoting authoritatively. He was flipping the narrative of the other side. And this is how material from Pseudo-Enoch came to be used in Yehuda's book. Pseudo-Enoch was used as polemical bouncing material in Yehuda's rebukes, not because he needed it to prove anything authoritatively. The great attraction of Pseudo-Enoch is the author's explanation of Genesis 6, which in general terms is correct. Christianity has largely rejected the plain sense of Genesis 6 concerning the fallen sons of God that attempted to corrupt the human race beyond redemption by breeding hybrid human angelic beings called Nephilim. Some Messianics are also continuing this rejection of Genesis 6, and some accept it but have not connected the dots between Genesis 6 and the present dangers terrorizing the whole world. Who are the fallen sons of the Almighty? The fallen B'nai Elohim. And how can we be getting deliverance from them? There are particular sons of the Almighty who are the angelic messengers that chose to join Satan in his rebellion against the Most High. There are other Malachim that did not join the rebellion. They remained loyal to the Most High. They are immortal beings with great power from the human point of view. The evil ones are demigods in the heavenly realms. Okay, now I will read what you saw at the introduction to this video in Genesis 6. Then it had come to be that mankind had begun to multiply on the face of the ground, and daughters had been born to them. But the sons of the Almighty saw the daughters of mankind, that they were beautiful. Then they took women for themselves from all which they had chosen. Genesis 6, 1 through 2. If I draw a circle, we can put all the angelic messengers in it, who are all the sons of the Almighty, good and bad. I draw this smaller circle to represent those messengers that joined Satan. The rest remained loyal to Yud-He, Wav-He, he who makes become. And further, I draw a smaller circle to represent those messengers that rebelled and took women from mankind. These are the subject of Genesis 6. The result of the angelic and human crossbreeding were the giants. I will continue to read Genesis 6 for you. The giants had been on the earth in those days, and also after so, because the sons of the Almighty entered into the daughters of mankind. And they had born for them those, the mighty ones, that were of old, men of great name. Genesis 6:4. The text refers to after that, which is to say, after the deluge, or the great flood. The sons of the Almighty repeated the same action. The results of crossbreeding were hybrid beings called Nephilim. The word means giants. It is an Aramaic loanword borrowed into the Hebrew language, meaning giants. These giants were the genetic creations of the B'nai Elohim. Using women for their wombs, they were able to transform pre-existing genetic material into Nephil children that grew to be giants. They were stronger, taller, and faster than ordinary humans, being anywhere from 7 to 15 feet tall. The corrupt sons of God wanted to dominate the human race this way, and they did. The Nephilim advanced to positions of power and leadership, and winning renown and fame for their evil exploits. And, no doubt, their actions were whitewashed with Satan's budding propaganda machine to convince the world that these beings were actually benevolent and acting for their good. It was later revealed that the Most High intervened and locked up most of the evil sons of God in the abyss. What is the abyss? It is a divinely constructed prison for confining these demigods. This information was revealed at some time in the past by either a true prophet or by illegal contact with the enemy powers. It was, nevertheless, confirmed by Messiah Yeshua through his followers. It must be understood that these genetic corruptions called Nephilim plagued humanity because humanity itself rebelled against the divine law, the Torah. The Nephilim are simply the logical extension of human immorality and forbidden tampering with the blueprint for the image of the Almighty in the human race. Mating with the wrong persons outside the biblical parameters opened the human race to the ideas of hybrids and transhumanism. Tampering with the genetic code of plants and humans is not something that will end with benefit in the modern context. I just saw recently a video which was showing that technology has reached to the point where a computer chip can actually be connected with a human brain so that the human being can control devices through a computer chip interface. In common terms, such a person connected to machinery with technology would be called a cyborg. As I said, this will not end with benefit for the human race. I will explain this further. The human race either submits to the Most High, or it is doomed to be enslaved and ruled over by Satan and the B'nai Elohim. The humans who serve them are given benefits, controlled freedoms, in order to further Satan's program of conquering all of humanity, and their continued existence depends on how useful they can make themselves for Satan's agenda. You can compare this to Nazi prisoners of war during World War II that were forced to make munitions for the Germans. Their continued existence depended on how useful they could make themselves in making war material for the Germans. Most of humanity is under the illusion that the legal structures known as laws and constitutions will protect them from what is coming. It will not, because there's going to be a divine paradigm shift, and it's just on the horizon. The Most High intends to replace these evil B'nai Elohim, who want the world to go through their great reset. He wants to replace these B'nai Elohim who sinned against him with the sons of Yisrael. But he has to convince the sons of Israel to willingly obey him. When the sons of Israel disobeyed him, he exiled them throughout the whole world, and he is intent on winning the affection of Israel back by his loving kindness, hoping that Israel will again become loyal to him. While the Most High is undertaking this outreach, he is holding back the evil B'nai Elohim from their purpose, and he is slowing their agenda. You are witness to many divine interventions against the globalist religion. We can name it wokeism, but it is really an iteration of Satanism. There have been many divine interventions: an unexpected victor in an election, the amazing exposure of deep state corruption, miscalculations by election thieves that expose their operations, and the constant and obvious lying by the pharmaceutical genetic engineering complex and their minions. Make no mistake, the B'nai Elohim are standing right at the shoulders of these technicians and bureaucrats and billionaires, telling them what to do and pushing their agenda. The freedoms that America has enjoyed under the Constitution are going to disappear, and they are not going to come back. I am all for preserving and maintaining it as long as possible, but realize this: the constitutional structure is just one of the ways that the Most High has held back the enemy for the current season, while he waits for the sons of Israel to return to him, to hold faithful to him, to pledge allegiance to him and his kingdom, and to keep His law, His Torah. This is our protection. This is our armament. This is the covenant of old, and it is new made through Messiah Yeshua. He will raise up His kingdom on these terms and no other terms. When the time runs out and Yeshua has recovered His people, then the battle will be fought on a new basis, one of Messiah's own choice. Remember, if the world hates you, it hated Messiah first. But Yeshua is our deliverance. Sacrifices small and great are called for. The other side does not deliver freedom or everlasting life, but only the illusion thereof to further their agenda of taking life away. I don't have all the operational answers, but I can say this. Your Second Amendment is Torah, and your rights under the First Amendment also. Without personal faithfulness to Messiah, love of the Most High, and love of neighbor, there is no deliverance. You obey Messiah, and He will take care of the defense on your behalf by coordinating things in the spiritual realm, both good and bad, for your benefit. The Most High says, "Vengeance is mine," and He will get even the same way He did in Egypt. In the obscurity of time, there was a rebellion in heaven. 1/3 of the sons of God revolted against the Most High. Then they deceived mankind in its infancy, and man was cut off from the tree of life, and so began the great war. The Most High seeks to win back the allegiance of mankind and rescue the image of the Most High within mankind by persuading man to obey Him willingly. But the adversary does not believe in persuading man. It believes in stealing his freedom and corrupting humanity. The ancient war is escalating.